have alternated win-loss for the last 8 weeks, but with an 0-9 Dolphins teams coming to Philadelphia, you got a great shot to win 2 in a row.
Get a 2-game winning streak going.
Yeah, let's get that up to 2. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, NFL.com's Pat Kirwan. It's 0-9 Miami, 4-5 Philadelphia, with a chance to get to 500 in the NFC East, which would be huge. And it's a game they should win. And because you look at, we'll get to John Beck in a second, but when you look at Donovan McNabb here, in the victories, he's completed about 68% of his passes in those 4 wins. And he and Brian Westbrook are going up against a defense that's 31st in the NFL.
Yeah, the Dolphin defense is not where they were. They were old. They got old. The offense never caught up to them in time. And now you got 2 units passing in the night. This team is in a lot of trouble for the long term. I think it's going to take years to fix what's gone wrong in Miami at this point. But when we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagle offense, we're talking about Brian Westbrook. You brought him up. The guy in the last 2 weeks is 49% of the offense. It's pretty simple to understand what the Eagles are trying to do. Problem is, if you overplay him, the guy who came to life last week, and I'm looking for even a bigger game this week, is L.J. Smith. Because you cannot take your 2 safeties and play one against Westbrook and the other against L.J. You're not going to be able to have any run support at all.
And Brian Westbrook has a shot this season to become just the 3rd running back in NFL history with 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. He would join the likes of Roger Craig, Marshall Faulk. That's pretty good company.
He is in that kind of company.
Brian Westbrook is pretty, people appreciate him, but I think he's pretty underrated around the NFL.
Underrated, and as I said when we started this season, to me, he's the guy who replaced Tiki Barber as the most versatile utility back in the National Football League.
All right, now let's get into the Dolphins situation. They're going to start their 3rd quarterback this season. It started with Trent Green, now Cleo Lemon. Now let's get the John Beck experience going. The rookie from BYU, they drafted him. Remember, they passed up on Brady Quinn to take Ted Ginn Jr. with the 9th overall pick. You've seen John Beck play at the college level. You saw him play at the Combine, or his workout at the Combine and the Senior Bowl. What do you see from John Beck in this game?
I like John Beck. I think he's got a chance to be a good player in this league. He can get the ball out of his hand fast. He was in a rhythm passing attack at BYU. He's older. Remember, this guy went on a mission, so you got to get him on the field soon. You can't wait around for 2 or 3 years and give him the normal grooming process. Got to put him out there. The other problem that the Dolphins are now facing is, they don't want to go 0-16, but on the other side, they may be picking first in this draft. Are they sure Beck's the guy of the future? Do they have to make a decision to take a quarterback in this draft? And they got to put this guy out on the field and find out, and it starts now. And they're going to risk winning, maybe losing all the games doing it.
Well, if he's not the guy, there are quarterbacks out there. Andre Woodson, Brian Brom, there are plenty of guys out there if they have to. But, again, it's a number 1 pick. You're taking a reach there. But let me ask you this. He's going up against a Philly defense and Jim Johnson that they're going to be blitzing from all angles. Is this the right game to start him?
You got to start somewhere, and I think the only game that they have a realistic chance, and we might be calling for them to win, is the game against the Jets in a few weeks. So let's get the guy a couple games experience. Let's get him into comfort mode where he understands his team, knows how to play, and let's correct some of the mistakes he's going to make now. But you bring up a great point. Against the Philly fire zone blitzing, Jim Johnson will be bringing the heat the whole time. Will he be able to recognize where it's coming from? I don't know that he's going to get much help from his offensive line. He doesn't have Ronnie Brown in the backfield. He's going to be up there by himself in a lot of ways, trying to identify which side is Johnson going to bring these guys from, and if he makes a mistake, he's going to get tagged a few times.
He's going to think they're in the huddle with him the entire game. We'll see how it works out. We'll see if he can develop some kind of chemistry with Ted Ginn Jr. Those are their first 2 picks this year. All right, let's throw all the numbers into a prediction. It's the AccuScore prediction, 10,000 tests, all mathematical elements, 10,000 results. Here's what it has for this game. No surprise, the Eagles are the favorites. 76% of the time on the computer, the Eagles came out on top. The Dolphins only about 14 points in this game. Pat, I'm not sure they'll score 14. I have a feeling that the Eagles are going to score more than 24.
And I think the Eagles are in for a big day here, and they kind of feel like they're still in the mix. I've talked to a couple of their players, and remember this about the Eagle defense. They're stingy. They're giving it up at less than 4 yards a carry. When you send a kid like John Beck out onto the field in an away game, you'd like the running game to really work. Chapman and those guys had a nice day last week, but it's not going to be the same thing. They're going to expose his quarterback, and I think he's going to struggle.
Yeah, they're certainly in the playoff hunt. There's no doubt about it. That's not something that they have to worry about. They just need to keep winning. All right, Miami and Philadelphia kick it off at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. And for more on this game or any other in Week 11, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com. Watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. For Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. So let's take care.
Take care.